soaring high like spells in the air. Gee whiz is dancing. We don't have a care from downtown Thunder to the paint bag lie. The Washington Wizards, we beam with pride.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 9 of the Wizards Pulse podcast, the heartbeat of the Washington Wizards fan. Make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Also, if you want to listen to the audio format, make sure you go to your favorite podcast platform, search Wizards Pulse podcast, subscribe, and make sure you follow us on all major social media platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter at the Wizards Pulse Podcast. My name is Jeremy John, aka Suge Knight Shyamalan, here with Wanza.
Yo,
How you doing, man?
What's good, man? I'm doing good. Cannot complain except for this cold. I'm over it. When is the heat coming? This has been a long winter, man. Let's turn this around. Trying to see some sun, especially some sun when it comes to these Wizards players improving as well. So I'm ready to get into it.
Yep. Wanza, over the weekend, I actually got a chance to go to the Wizards game.
I see.
An impromptu visit to Capital One Arena.
Yeah.
I had a good friend of mine who reached out to me last minute and say, "Hey, man, I got a ticket for you. You want to come through?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure. Let's go."
Those are the best kind of friends, by the way.
Yeah. Had some very good seats, and it was a good time Friday night. Good buzz around the arena. There was a lot of fans there, understandably, because there were two local players, Derek Queen from Baltimore, with the New Orleans Pelicans, a rookie, and then also Jordan Hawkins from Gaithersburg, Maryland, who went to the Matha and then went to UConn and played there.
Nice.
So it was a lot of fans locally, a lot of family that was there, and then it was a Friday night.
Right.
It was a lot of buzz around the arena. Now the Wizards did lose by double digits. Kind of expected, knowing that you traded away CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert, who were rotational guys, and yes, Trae Young traded here to the Washington Wizards. However, he's not playing, so the lineup was a little different than usual games, and I think the New Orleans Pelicans took advantage of that. You had Zion Williamson, who had 30-plus points, Trey
he was
Murphy,
stunned,
who had 30-plus points, and Derek Queen, who had a triple-double in that game.
That boy can play.
Yes.
Let me ask you a quick question. The boos for Jordan Poole, were they as loud in the arena as they were on TV?
The boos were loud.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
Let me just set this up for you all. Like I mentioned earlier, it was a last-minute ticket. I got to the game at halftime. And look, can't be picky when you get free tickets. So I said, hey, I'll be there. I got there at halftime. So I didn't know that, the boos were happening. So when I'm sitting in the third quarter now, he gets the ball and they're booing. I'm like,
oh, wow.
What's going on? And so I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And he fills me in on, I guess, something Poole had said in the media about Capital One Arena fans.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay. Now, based on what he said, what are your thoughts? And let's actually let me see if I can actually find the full quote so I can read it on air for you all.
Yeah. There's because it's tricky because it's actually two quotes. I don't know if they were I don't think they were back to back, but there's two quotes that stood out. One where he talked about screening and how he was happy to get some good screens for the first time. A little bit of a shot at the young boys. Okay. Second, and most importantly, he mentioned he talked about the fans. Essentially, and you're about to get the quote, but essentially him saying it was dead in Capital One Arena. And He loves it in New Orleans because the fans show up and show out, which is a little bit of a surprise. Okay, but if you say so, I don't be watching their home games like that. But all right, if you say so. And I think, honestly, he deserved them. And this, to me, this is important because I'm passionate about this. This is the sign of a good fan base. It's petty and looking for any reason to boo somebody. Now, I like Jordan Poole. I liked him. But it was a shot across the bow. So as fans, we have no other choice. And we can say, oh, well, it wasn't that serious and whatever. We don't got nothing else to do. We don't got wins. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to get anything this year. The focus is the draft. So therefore, if you're a real fan and you booed Jordan Poole, salute. I respect you. If I was there, I would have booed him too. We got to stand up for ourselves as a fan base. So I love it.
And it's crazy. I didn't even know about this quote. And this quote goes all the way back to October. So right when the season had just started.
Yeah.
And the quote is, I went back and told all my people, like, it feels so good to be in an environment where the fans are engaged and you can feel the electricity in there. You can feel the fans chanting. Like the last 2 years, dead in there. It was dead in Capital One. That was the quote.
That's wild. And you know what? Between you and me, Jeremy, he's right. You know what I'm saying? I know he's right in terms of how dead it was in there. However, you don't get to say that. How this works. You know what I'm saying? Fans are here. We're paying bills. We're paying all these prices, expensive tickets, all this kind of stuff. You mess up, and the way it should be is Wizards fans are looking for reasons to boo you. That's how it should be. Like how we still boo Kelly Olynyk for what he did 7 years ago or something.
Yeah, that was a while ago, man.
It was a minute. And I want him booed until the day he dies. That is okay with me. And Poole, it is what it is. This is a sign to me of a fan base that's starting to care again. We've been beaten down for so long. We are starting to care again. Because when little stuff starts to annoy you as a fan base, you're back where it is you're supposed to be.
Yeah, this is the thing. He's not lying about the atmosphere over the last few years at Capital One Arena. There were plenty of nights where fan attendance might have only been 10,000.
10,000, yeah.
There were plenty of nights where barely anyone was even sitting in the 400 section. There were some nights where, based on the opponent, the tickets might be expensive, so the lower bowl was empty and only the cheap seats had people out there. So we've had those type of things, but I think Jordan Poole needs to understand why the fan base is like that right now in 2026, or at least when he was here from when did he get here? It was the 24, 25.
Yeah.
It was the 23, 24 and 24, 25
and then 24,
seasons.
25.
So when he gets here in 2023, he has to understand that this franchise hasn't won 50 games since 1978.
Yeah.
Meaning most of us have never seen 50 wins.
Never.
I didn't say get to a conference final.
No.
I didn't say.
I'm not talking about banners.
We've barely won divisions during that period.
Barely.
I believe when I looked at the banners the other night at Capital One Arena, I believe we've only won one division title in our lifetime.
Crazy.
I have to double check that, but I believe it's only one.
It sounds right.
The tickets still are pretty expensive, knowing how bad the team is. There may be the random night where, let's say, the Wizards are facing the Utah Jazz. Okay. Tickets on StubHub, SeatGeek, all of that may drop down, especially as it gets closer to the game. But your regular or even your average NBA team coming into Capital One Arena, it's still pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So a lot of fans say, why, if we're having a product like we have, why am I paying this much money to come see that product? So I think the fan base, just like, and we said this a few episodes, just like Northwest Stadium with the Commanders when
Yeah.
Daniel Snyder, his last few years, it got so bad that there was no longer a waiting list for Commanders season tickets, to the point that they were having ads on TVs
Yeah, to get them.
for you to get season tickets. It got so bad a few years ago, and I know you know as a fan, that they had ads on TV for single game tickets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hey, the Philadelphia Eagles are coming to town on Sunday. Tickets are still on sale.
And you have
like we were about to get, when I say we, Washington was about to get blacked out. And it was because the fans were apathetic at that time. They're just like, look, we've seen too much.
Broken.
We need change before we show up.
Yeah.
You need to earn our dollars. You need to earn our cheers. And that's the same thing with the Washington Wizards. And I think that's something Jordan Poole definitely need to understand, that, look, it ain't that you are bad as a person.
No.
It's not that you were bad as a player, but the product while you were here, not just him, but the entire team, was not good. So what do you expect?
It wasn't. And the reality is, like I said, I mess with Poole as a player, but he also didn't help anything while he was here. So you're coming in as a solid player. We're trying to get your career back on track, trying to see you can lead the young boys, and you don't really have an impact. You still leave on a fairly good note. Didn't get back as much back for him as I would have wanted, but it's all good. You leave on a note, and you turn around and start bragging about the Pelicans in comparison to us too. It's like, come on, dog. Like, what are we really doing here? We can't forget why it is we're here. We are here to root for this team no matter what, which means you root against people rooting against your team. All right. And what Poole was saying, it felt like a hater comment. And now I don't believe it was truly on purpose, but it's easily turned into that. Like, it doesn't take much for me to put this on a bulletin board for the fans and, in a group chat, Wizards, Twitter, Reddit, whatever it is. And for people to be like, well, F this guy. What are you talking about? You didn't help this problem that you said you had. So if that's how you feel, all good. We'll do our job. How about that? And shout out to the fans there. You did your job. And let's keep this going, because we are slowly getting back on the NBA's radar. People are slowly starting to realize that we're a legit team, or growing into one, you know what I'm saying, about to be by next year. And with that, more attention. And with more attention, we got to be ready as a fan base. Because sometimes I feel like we've gotten too nerdy, man. It's too corny, too much arguing over analytics and percentage points. We need ignorance at these games. You know what I'm saying? I want belligerence. That's how you know that people are out here seriously rooting, and I want our fan base to be back on the map, because it used to be. Now, this was a little bit before a lot of stuff, but during the heights, 08, 2018, some other years, like during the heights, we were out here. There was no doubt about it. And so the goal is to be able to get back to that. And we're climbing our way back. So shout out to those fans. Sorry, Poole, you had to be an example. We had to make an example. And it is what it is.
And I know the Wizards fan base thought this because I was hearing it in the crowd. Wizards fan base definitely noticed that he was an 0-4 in the game.
All that.
It's not that I'm celebrating the 0-4, but it's kind of crazy. You do come back, and you're, you had an awful night, and he only took 2 shot attempts, which
is it's also weird.
It was a lot of weird. It was weird. He didn't start, and then not that he was starting like anyway, but he didn't start, and he only had 2 shot attempts, and only was in the game for pretty much 12 minutes of the game, which was a little weird. But anyways, they still smacked the Wizards 128-107.
Definitely. with his over. Still got smacked. God.
Like I mentioned, Trey Murphy had 35 points, Zion Williamson with 31 points, Jeremy Fears with 21 points, and Derek Queen with a 14-16-12 triple-double.
That boy, nice.
Yeah, that boy, nice.
He's
The Wizards had a
nice.
starting lineup of Koulibaly at point guard, Trae Johnson at shooting guard, Keyshawn George at small forward, and Chris Middleton at the power forward, and Alex Sarr at the center. Carrington did get 28 minutes in this game. Champagny got 21 minutes in the game. Vucevic got 22 minutes off the bench and 15 points, 4 rebounds. Do you think Vucevic should be getting more playing time?
You know, because he also, like, he's so up and down. However, I've seen enough ups where I feel like he deserves a little bit more. Now, he's not a lot of help on defense unless it's protecting the rim. He's actually sort of solid at that, or at least he's definitely improving. As I think he had a what was it, a 3 or 4 block game real recently, and so he's getting solid at that. I want more minutes for him, but I'm real hesitant. Like, he gets a short leash with me, and the fact that he's still here, it's been a minute. Like, he's been here in a nice little bit, and as a second round pick, I'm just surprised. And so I'm seeing little spikes of, like, okay, I can see this a little bit. We still got to figure out where to put him on the court, though, because he's not a center for real. He doesn't even have that instinct, like, as a center. So we got to figure something else to do with him. But he's been able to put the ball in the hoop a little bit, and he wasn't doing that before. So that's a yes for me. Let me see some more Vuk minutes, and let's see what happens with it.
Now, Marvin Bagley III did not play, coach's decision. But I like Marvin Bagley here. He's definitely been someone, a spark plug at the center position since he's been here. But
Super
he did not play the other night, and I believe that's why Vucevic had the extended rotation. And
that was GM decision, by the way, not coach's decision. That was GM
GM decision. Oh man. But yeah, AJ Johnson got in the game. AJ Johnson got 15 plus.
Shout out to AJ.
Game.
Yeah.
Had 6 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, had a very good alley-oop, converted a very, very good alley-oop in that game. Malachi Branham hit a tough bucket to get the Wizards kind of back into the game
for a second.
Then all of a sudden, Pelicans just put it on the gas again.
Yep. Here we are. But you know what? This is good. This is tankathon right now. So the goal is growth and a loss. Growth and a loss. I need them both.
And that's a great segue into our next topic. But before we get into that topic, just want to remind you all to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you hit that like button for this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe bell so you get up to date on our content. Also, follow us on all major social media platforms. That includes Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and X at The Wizards Pulse. And if you want to be part of our episode,
give us a
make
call.
Sure you call our number 202-734-5293. We want to hear your voicemails and play them on a future episode. And I do want to give a shout out to someone, and let me actually bring it up.
All right.
A listener that listened to the last episode, and they left some comments for us, and I just want to go through some of those comments. And the listener is the Guru 420. Thank you for
shout out
listening.
To the Guru.
He did say the Wizards are a goofy franchise. So
here we go.
Along the lines of when you were discussing your Wanza's diaries.
Bill Simmons. Don't push me, the Guru. Don't do it.
He also left a couple comments where he said it happened fast publicly, but CJ McCollum said himself he has known about this for weeks, so it's been in the works. And I said it from the beginning that Washington was going to get him without giving up any first round picks because Atlanta had no leverage at all. Good move for the Wizards time to start thinking about free agency this off season. Also left another comment. We don't go to games because the outrageous ticket prices. The organization is still charging $200+ for lower level seats. That is true for a team that regularly gets blown out. Yet they're charging prices as if we are Boston, Golden State, or Los Angeles. I used to go quite a few games every year, but got tired of paying those crazy prices for a below bad product. Also then said the top 3 teams to pick in the most current draft was Dallas, San Antonio 76ers. They had 30, 39, 34, and 24 wins respectively. Tanking doesn't benefit us at all. Look, we did get into that. Like, we've seen recently the teams that end up winning, because it's still a lottery, are the teams that actually played half decent that year.
There's a solid argument. Now, we all know what happened with Dallas. Wink, wink, right? That like 1.3% chance or whatever it was. Come on, dog. But like, if this is what they're gonna do to open up, quote unquote, this lottery to like we're really legitimately gonna consider any team that has any chance, you could make a solid argument that tanking doesn't make a difference, and we could make it to the playoffs, and not literally the playoffs because then you're out of the lottery, but you can make it close to it and mess around and get the first round, get the first pick. So it's a decent argument, but I still appreciate, because what we're doing is saying we're going to control what we can control, which is increase our percentage points as much as possible. After that, we have to go and beg Silver to be in a good mood to care about us. And after that, that's it. That's all we can control. So I hear you, the Guru, but you can't just ignore the things that you do have an impact on. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Forgot to get into this while we're talking about the game against the Pelicans, which was the first home game since the trade for Trae Young. Trae Young was in the building. Yeah, Trae Young was in the building. Yes, as I mentioned, did not get to the game until halftime, but when the game was finished and the team was going to the locker room, there were a lot of fans cheering for Trae Young. He also stopped, took a few pictures, signed a few autographs, and you know, there were people chanting his name. There was definitely a buzz just to see him like, with the team. So that was good, especially with the trade happening so quick. And I guess the expectation isn't that he's playing right away. It was good to at least see him on the bench.
Right.
And not that he wasn't doing that in Atlanta, because he was on the bench when he got traded. But it was refreshing to see him be there with his teammates, see what's going on. Let him see things from, I guess, the internal side now, instead of being an opponent, being an actual teammate. Let him see things, and then, hey, maybe he could understand how things are going and then bring his own flair, his own talent, and then help the team out. Now, there is a story out there from The Athletic that states Trae Young isn't going to even play this year. Now, let's say what is being reported in that story is true. How would you feel about that?
I would love that, like at like a 90%. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he did not play at all, 90% of me would be perfectly fine with that. As long as Dawkins, you got to find some kind of excuse or some really good reason, because his injuries aren't supposed to last for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you're about to do. Don't get us fined, right? But regardless, I want to see, maybe give me 5 to 6 games. That would be the dream for me. 5, I'll give you 7, 5 to 7 games just for him to get his feet wet in terms of the franchise. Outside of that, it's not worth the risk to me, because we'll stumble into a couple more wins. Now, don't get it twisted. Trae on this team right now, as it's constituted, this is not a playoff team. It's a much better team. We could flirt with the play-in, in my opinion, if we had started with this team from the beginning of the year. But even so, it's not a great team. So I'm not saying Trae's here, we about to go on a run. What I'm saying is you are more likely to stumble into some wins. And I just don't know if it's worth it. Like, we have a goal this year. A goal is to get a DP, a AJ, a Boozer, to get somebody to pair with Trae and our growing young boys, a future nearly almost right now all-star in SAR, some high-end defenders, an awesome shooter in Trae. Like that team is making noise in the fall. No doubt in my mind. You know what I'm saying? But we cannot afford to jeopardize or to lose sight of the goal. The goal is to do our job, to place ourselves in a position to get one of those top 3 picks.
I am going to be on the other side of this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
He's here. If he's healthy, why not play him, man? Like, I'm tired. At least let us be entertained also. Like, while this is going on, at least let us be entertained.
Yeah.
And I know there's this fear that if we drop out of the top 8, that because that pick is top 8 protected, so if the Wizards fall out of the top 8, then they don't even have that pick. It goes to the New York Knicks, and then we would only have the Oklahoma City pick, which is gonna be whatever one they get based on their record.
Yeah, 29,
so
30.
It could be really low in the draft. But I just have a little more, I don't know, maybe I have too much faith in the NBA that the NBA ain't gonna screw us over again with this lottery. And I don't think okay, let's say we are projected right now. I believe our record is, and I'm gonna pull that up. I just had it up, but I believe we have 10 wins. I think.
Yeah,
if
I think we're
sounds correct, we have 10 wins. And let me go to the trusted NBA app. The Wizards are 10-28, so 38 games in. Basically, 3 more games to the middle point.
Yeah.
So we may win 1 more game. So 11. We're on pace for 22 wins with Trae Young not playing at all. I think with Trae Young playing, we will probably get to 28 wins. And I don't think 28 wins should drop us out of the top 8. Like, I don't think it should.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Man, like, I'm just at least I'm just asking for some entertainment during this time too, man.
And that makes sense, but I think we're going up against some real tank commanders. That's the thing. People act like it's just us out here headed straight to the bottom.
Yeah,
Utah is putting on a masterclass.
Exactly.
And they are shameless. That's the thing with Utah. They are shameless. Right?
Utah,
like they don't care about nothing. Right.
Look, the team that we just got blown out by,
right,
by 21 is 9-33.
Exactly.
And
so
you
know
what's
pissed.
crazy? Side note. They have Zion Williamson on their team.
Right. They don't got an excuse.
It's like what's going on?
Y'all should be at double-digit wins by now. Like y'all don't got an excuse. But I know they were pissed that we lost to them, with our squad. So, like, you got, at a minimum, I would say 3 to 4 teams who are just as pressed as we are to head all the way to the bottom. And some of them, Indiana, many folks expect them to do a U-turn. Like, they're heading to the bottom. It's supposed to come right back up to the top once Hallie gets back. So, all I'm saying, it's not just us who are pressed about losing. So if we mess around and start flirting with 25, 28 wins, you got some others. Danny Ainge would kick his players in the shin before he lets them play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a good game, you have to see him outside in the parking lot because he does not want anyone winning anything. So it's just tough and it's risky, and I don't want to take that risk against these other horrible teams.
Man, oh man.
I just don't see it.
Couple more topics on Trae Young. What is the potential of this team with Trae at the helm? And when we see at the helm, we're talking about, okay, what, the 26-27 season? What is the potential? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Wanza? Okay. What do you think is the team's potential with at least who's here now and Trae Young in 26-27?
So we're talking potential, right? The awesome P word here, because this is important.
Pushing P.
Pushing P. This is it. I am saying this, and I'm a little bullish, just a heads up, but I'm saying this based on an upward trajectory of what I'm seeing, right? So we're not talking about, every player is about to be an all-star. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is right now, Sar is leading the league in blocks in like this moment against a 7'15" center in San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? So that says something. He's already one of the best defenders. Some say the best center in the East right now on a horrible team with no point guard whatsoever. Trae, you see a pure shooter. There's no doubt about it. And he's starting to touch the paint a lot more. You know what I'm saying? He has some real upside. And then Keyshawn, a really well-rounded player. I would argue maybe our most well-rounded player in the fact that his ability to hit you from outside, mid-range, play defense, all of that. I expect at least at a minimum of those guys. Now, you see, I didn't mention Bill and Bub. I don't know for certain, but at least at a minimum, those guys I'm expecting to take tangible leaps to looking like who it is we expect them to grow into. That plus a good, solid, healthy Trae who is focused on helping these boys grow and looking to assist them literally, on the court, off the court. Imagine Sar with like some legit pick and roll with an actual point guard who's a threat. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen that in years before Poole. You know what I'm saying? So all of that has me saying that this team, I believe, now we're not counting the incoming draft pick, because you bring them in, I want to have a whole different conversation depending on who we having. But without that incoming draft pick, I would say that this team is definitely fighting like hard and being able to make it into the play-in. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like we can be a play-in team and compete. Going far, probably not. You know what I'm saying? But this is a play-in team, meaning we are rooting for real wins. We are done the tank, and it's time to start building, to win more every season.
Yeah, I am. I'm with you there too. Based on who's here, and if Trae decides to stay, this team can definitely be a play-in team. And I agree with you when it comes to that draft pick. Depending on who it is, it may definitely be a play-in team. Mm-hmm. I'm saying maybe about 33 wins probably. Will probably be 33 to 35 wins next year with the 35. Addition of Trae. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're far off from the Atlanta Hawks from last year.
Fair.
I don't think we are. Mm-hmm. I know the Atlanta Hawks had Dyson Daniels and Jalen Johnson and Okongwu and at the time Capella, but I don't think those guys are much different from who we have.
And Sar is better than Capella and some of those other players. If you ask me. So
with the addition of Trae Young, I think there is probably an expectation that we can be close to what Atlanta was, and Atlanta was 40-42 last year. Mm-hmm. So I mean, 33 to 35, like I think reasonable. That's very reasonable for the 26-27 Washington Wizards, pending Trae Young remaining with the team next year.
That's key. That is definitely key. Trae dips, and I get it. It will be, if he has to, I get it. At least we didn't lose much. It was a smart move to get him, so fingers crossed that this pans out. I'm a sucker for these press conferences. I'm not gonna lie. He had me convinced. I need to get my Trae tattoo. I was gonna call my guy, get a little Trae Young jersey number tattooed on me, number 3, because he had me convinced. I'm just hoping I'm not wrong, and I am about 70% of the time when it comes to these press conferences. But I'm hoping I'm not wrong. I'm hoping he actually sees something here. But I know, there's a temptation to be like, there's some teams a lot closer to the promised land than we are. Mm-hmm. do they have some interest and are they willing to pay him? That's something, he needs to do the calculations on. And his stock is not high right now. So if it was me, you re-sign with us, give us a year, maybe 2, get your stock all the way up, and then start having some conversations. You know what I'm saying? Then start having some conversations. And then it's a win for us. We trade you when the stock is high. Our boys have really grown into themselves. Our rookie this year is showing star potential, fingers crossed. We thank you for your services. And now we've built a good enough team to keep attracting other players. So it can be a win-win if he gives us some time. If he leaves now, it's not a massive L for us. It's just annoying.
So, for sure.
That's where I am at on it, man. But it's this is, I'm hoping and I'm trying not to be ignorant about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying not to just have my fanboy hat on, but I'm looking at this team objectively and feeling like if everyone keeps going how they're going, why not? Why can't we be out here? Like, even Bub had a really good assist to turnover ratio the other game. Like, I think he had 1 turnover, 7 assists. He's growing into it. His ceiling for me, by the way, is backup. That's what I still see from Bub. Okay. Right? He can grow into a solid backup guard. And that is okay because we need those too. And hoping to get everyone else we need soon.
The Wizards are on a 4-game West Coast trip. Started that trip against Phoenix on Sunday, and they lost 112-93. They faced the Clippers on Wednesday, the Kings on Friday, the Nuggets on Saturday. Of the 3 remaining games, how many games do you think the Washington Wizards will win?
So you said Kings, Nuggets, and who?
Clippers, Kings, Nuggets. In that order. Clippers, Kings, Nuggets. And like I said, Clippers tomorrow night or Wednesday night. Kings Friday night. Nuggets Saturday night.
Well, of course the Kings are our best shot at winning. The Nuggets are like they're still fighting. I know Jokic is out for a minute, but they still got some nice pieces. We really aren't in the same conversation, even with a Jokic less. That's hard. Say that 5 times fast. Jokic less Nuggets. I don't think we were really competing with them. I almost said the Clippers because I really have no faith in that team, but they're still clearly better than us. You know what I'm saying? And I think like if we, we have the potential to sneak a couple players. You know what I'm saying? Like, not players, teams. Like, well, we will sneak you if you sleep. You know what I'm saying? Ask Milwaukee. Like, they come Milwaukee, in here.
We somehow get them.
They sleep on us. We own the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? We own them. So better watch out. But yeah, I would definitely say the Kings makes the most sense in terms of a chance at a win.
I think the Kings game is the best chance of winning this in the next 3 games. I think Clippers going into LA, young team. It's probably decently warm out there. Yeah, a lot warmer than here. We know what they're gonna get into as young players.
Hoes.
Sacramento though is it's weird because they have so many vets.
Yeah,
so many vets that have at least won playoff games and knows what it takes. And they're so bad right now.
Still.
And then with the Nuggets, it's tough just playing in Denver because of the high altitude, and you're playing them the very next night.
Jeez.
So on the back end of a back-to-back, I understand Jokic is not playing, or he has been playing recently due to his injury, but I still got concerns about just playing them on the road on the second end of the back-to-back. So I think Sacramento is probably the only team that they will probably beat in the remaining 3 games of the West Coast road trip.
Yeah. And listen, Dawkins ain't gonna let anyone do a back-to-back. At this point, like, you can be 20 years old, fresh legs, begging to play. Nope, We saving everybody's health at this point. So we might not even have our A squad out there at this point. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, expecting some L's for sure.
Before we wrap this week's episode up, just want to get into some other NBA news. Dallas Mavericks center. It's been a interesting day. 10 hours ago, Shams Charania tweeted Dallas Mavericks Anthony Davis is likely to undergo surgery to repair ligament damage in his left hand and miss several months, sources tell ESPN. His Dallas season is essentially over given the prognosis and the Mavs' direction. And I like how it was phrased at the end, giving the prognosis and the Mavs' direction. That was 10 hours ago. Well, 4 hours ago, there was an update. Dallas Mavericks Anthony Davis will not require surgery on his injured hand after a second opinion with specialist Dr. Stephen Shin in Los Angeles on Tuesday.
I missed that.
And will be reevaluated in 6 weeks, league sources tell ESPN. So out in at least for 6 weeks, reevaluated. Now, with this happening, which was the weirdest thing, I want to give a shout out to a friend of mine, Greg Canzader, aka Coach Smooth.
What up?
When the Trae news came down that he was essentially out for the rest of the year, excuse me, he said, "Oh, this just makes things easier for him to get traded." And I'm like, wait. What are you saying? How does this make things easier? They just said he's out for the year with this injury. Literally, maybe 10 minutes after that announcement, the next tweet was, "Oh, yeah, a lot of teams are now reaching out to the Dallas Mavericks to trade for Anthony Davis." And I'm just like, okay, all right, maybe. I mean, you obviously were right, but maybe I'm too old school. I'm thinking, why would I trade for someone that is currently injured and will probably not play a game for me? And it's funny saying that because we just had a whole discussion about Trae Young. But it's just funny trading for Anthony Davis, who we know has an injury history, and he's already out. That to me is a little weird. But when you heard that today, what were your thoughts going through your head?
Yeah. It's so complicated and yet so simple to me at the same time. That's what it feels like. Anthony Davis is so wildly consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is going to do one thing for you without a doubt, and that is get injured. There's just no doubt. He has been on the Mavs for not that long. Look how short it's been. I saw someone.
Not even a calendar year yet.
It's not even a whole calendar year. I think I saw someone that's like 13, 14 injuries. What? How is that even possible? So that's the first thing, understanding what you're getting. So even if, let's say, you're a team who said, because this is what I think these teams are saying, we're going to buy super low because you can only charge us so much for this injury-prone guy. And the prayer is he'll come to us and turn it around and he'll finally be healthy. The first part I get. The second part does not make sense to me. The question is not if Anthony Davis is coming back. It's how long will it take for him to be heading right back out? That's the question. He will get injured again. And now you look dumb. Nico Harris, what in the world?
Oh, man.
This is terrorism. How was he allowed to do this for someone so injury prone? It makes zero sense. So I'm not mad at people wanting Anthony Davis, but they are falling in love with the fantasy of who he can be and who he was when he was healthy. But the reality is, in my opinion, Anthony Davis has a foot out the door of the league. Not because he wants to, but because he don't got 20 games in him without something happening. I think he's hit his ceiling. He might be too old at this point, and not like he's not crazy old, but I'm saying his body was not meant for him to get past 32. is what it seems like to me.
Man,
It's
man.
it's wild. It don't make sense. It don't make sense to me. Why would you trust this guy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now, if Dawkins wanted him here and we got him for low, I would take it.
Look at the switch up.
I would take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna front.
Switch up.
I would take it with the hope that we could bamboozle somebody into being like, listen, he was healthy for 5 games. He might give y'all 20. I would take it to see if we can finesse somebody else. So, man. You got to walk both sides sometimes.
Before we get out of here, just like I said, reminder, like this episode or this video on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Also, follow us on all major social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and X at The Wizards Pulse. And if you want to be on a future episode and you want to have your voice be heard, call us at 2027345293.
Yeah.
2027345293. Leave your voicemail and we will play it on a future episode. Wanza.
Yes, sir.
Before we get out in here, any last words?
Last words. Excited for Trae Young. Cannot wait. I want to see you hit the court in 2026, 2027 NBA year, and not a second before. What about you, man?
Oh man, look, man. I just want to see growth in entertainment. That's all at this moment. Growth and entertainment, man.
Fair.
Yep. All right, everyone. Thank you for checking out this episode. Until next time, Wizards Pulse. Peace.
We're soaring high like sparrows in the air. Gee whiz, it's dancing.